Time for Focus, and today we have a report on Germany's mini baby boom. Last year, 738,000 babies were born, the fertility rate increasing to 1.5 children per woman, a figure not seen since 1982. So what's behind this good news in a country with an ageing population? Well, the government is spending 55 billion euros a year on its family policy, and immigration's a factor. Anne Maillet and Nicholas Spicer report.
It's 4 o'clock, daycare is out, and the mums enjoy the last rays of the winter sun. Most are on generous maternity leave. For 1 year, the government pays them 65% of their salary so they can take care of their babies without financial worry.
In Germany, you can afford to have kids. There's maternity leave and pay. In other countries where I've lived, I couldn't even think of having a child. It wouldn't have been financially possible.
All my American friends get the same thing. 8 weeks at home is considered a luxury. The policy in Germany is amazing. It allows mums and dads to spend a lot of time with their children after they're born.
For the past decade, Germany's been spending 55 billion euros a year to increase the birth rate, monthly checks for 184 euros, and more places in daycare. And there's paternity leave too. A quarter of fathers are taking advantage of the offer. This activity center is for them. There's a new and growing generation of doting fathers in Germany.
I was surprised to see just how easy it was to get parental leave and money. It only took 2 weeks, and there was relatively no bureaucracy.
There's even a law that allows you to take 3 years of parental leave without losing your job, and that's really good. Company bosses have got used to dealing with that since dads are now encouraged to take time off as well.
The government is generous and it's starting to work. But family policy isn't the only reason for the increase, says the director of the activity center.
I think the country's current good economic health and the strong job market are essential factors in making women and men want to have babies. The pro-family policies of the government are actually not that well coordinated, and so can't be seen as the only cause of what's going on.
The strength of the German economy is attracting a lot of immigrants. They make up about half of the increase in birth rates. It's a windfall for the country with Europe's oldest population, where leaders worry about the costs of aging citizens.
For Germany, immigration is an essential factor, which stems the drop in population, which we can't fix with just more births. There are fewer and fewer workers, so immigrants can, if they're well integrated, take on the jobs that remain.
Despite the small baby boom, the population is still shrinking overall. To keep the numbers stable, each German woman would need to have 2.5 to 3 children, and more immigrants would help too.
Right, for more on this, I'm now joined from the Max Planck Institute for Demographic Research. Joining us is Sebastian Klusner. Hello, thank you very much indeed for your time. Now, as we just saw in the report we broadcast, Germany's government is generous when it comes to families, and the investment is starting to pay off, so to speak. It's having an effect on the fertility rate. But 1.5 children per woman isn't a lot. There's still clearly a long way to go to solve this problem of a rapidly aging population.
That is certainly true. So like a fertility rate of 1.5 children per woman is not going to change the population development massively, but clearly it is good to see an upward trend over the last years, and this certainly will help dealing with the implications of population aging and population shrinking.
Our report touches on immigrants. Our team in Germany is saying that half of births are down to immigrants. To what extent can they really ease the pressure? I mean, one of the people in our team in Germany spoke to says that they can only ease the pressure when they're successfully integrated into the jobs market. Do you agree with that?
That is certainly true. And it also depends. So like, as long as the economy is running well, we will get immigrants. And those people usually are more healthy and are more likely to have more children or to contribute to the fertility rate. But if the economy is cooling down, then these immigrants won't come in that large numbers anymore, and then they can't solve the problem in the long run. So clearly it is also helpful to have the general fertility rate of the German population increasing.
So for the problem to be solved in the long run, Germany would need to see huge migrant flows over many years, as well as even more spending on families, do you think?
Well, the question is, how much fertility do you really need? So like, if you think of replacement fertility, that you need 2 children per woman, then to reach these goals, that would be a long-term plan for Germany. But for Germany, it would already help if we would have a fertility rate of 1.7 or 1.8, because that would help us a lot to deal with these kind of implications of population shrinking in a much better manner than we can do now with a fertility rate of 1.5 or 1.6.
You mentioned the role of the economy, and in the report we hear how the strong economy and job market are making a difference when it comes to having German people having more babies. But here in France, the economy isn't doing as well as it is in Germany. Unemployment is a lot higher, and yet women are having more babies. The fertility rate here is 2.1 per woman. So how do you explain that?
Well, France, to start with, like 100 years ago, had much lower fertility than Germany and reacted to this by having a lot of family policies implemented at a very early stage. Germany was much more reluctant in setting up these kind of family policies, also because we had to deal with the reunification and all the aspects that arise because of this. And so we dealt with these issues at a later stage. And potentially now, with these new family policies in place, we are now able to deal with these aspects in a better manner than we could do in the past.
Now, I understand that Germany has managed to get a lot more women into the workforce, but is enough really being done to combine work and family in Germany, do you think?
Yeah, I think this is an issue that is on the agenda in many countries and still not solved, that many women want to work, and that basically the kind of arrangements for women or for men and women to reconcile family and working life is difficult. In France, a good solution has been found for the French population with the childcare access at a very early stage. Germans are more reluctant to send their child to childcare very early. But clearly, in this direction, the thing has to go. So parental leave is a good thing because it helps over the first year, and then childcare has to catch over so that basically people can bridge the gap until the child reaches school.
Why are a lot of people reluctant to send their children to daycare facilities? Are they not considered adequate?
Well, so there's a difference between France and Germany in terms of the perceptions of what is the right time to send a child to childcare. So many Germans would prefer to have the child around for the first year of life, while for French people, it is not to that degree a problem to send the child to childcare in the second or third month.
All right, and before we let you go, just a final word on your outlook then. Are you feeling positive when it comes to the fertility rate in Germany? Do you think that the government at least is on the right track, or do we need a whole new fresh perspective?
No, I think that the measures that have been implemented over the last 10 years are going in the right direction, and we are seeing perhaps some effects. It's very difficult to say so because basically fertility decisions are very difficult, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Sebastian Klusner, for joining us for today's Focus. Quick break. I'll be back at the top of the hour with a full news roundup. Thanks for watching.